Alright, people of the world. This is GTA Raj, and we're going to be trying something a bit different. And by I mean a little different. By a little different, I mean I'm using a bit of a different display capture. Because Forza is being a piece of shit. So, normally I'd go into my OBS settings and use window capture, but if I do that, then I get this blank screen. So I actually have to do display PC. Why is my system just froze? There we go. Yeah. Forza Horizon 5 is just crashed because I have picked PC game capture inside of OBS. My entire system froze for a second there. Either Forza's been updated or that's my background. Either Forza Horizon 5 has been updated and something got broken, which is Forza. That actually does happen. There was a whole brief stint of Forza Horizon 5 being absolutely broken at launch. In the PC space, this game is broken. And it still is on most occasions. The developers don't have any support for certain antiviruses and all that. The game is actively broken. Errors not received enough video to maintain. Wow. My viewers should not be experiencing buffering, thank you very much. Right. So let me do my thing. I'll do my thing. I need to go and send my link out. Oh, I also got messages. Let me check those real quick. Let me see. How's everyone doing, by the way? La da dee, la da da, la 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 la. Right. I want to see how well this is working, and I need people to do sound checks to make sure they can hear.
Welcome back, Peter.
If people can do sound check for me, that'd be fun. I actually really need to check what the FPS would be like in game. Whoa. Hey, that isn't half bad actually. Oh, your mum's got low video memory. Fuck off. Right. My stream status is not poor. Go and eat a dick. Right, so we're 35% complete on these missions here. I need to... What? Oh. Yes! We've got ourselves a helmet! Oh, I need to check my horizon. Wait. Auction house. Without any beds, I sold my Ford Puma. Hey. I need to check the auction house. Why? I've done nothing wrong. What do you mean? I'll collect my credit, sweet cheeks. What the fuck is wrong with my language? No one bought my car. Sad days, man! You've successfully claimed the car has been added to your garage. No one bought the Corvette C8! Oh man, that is big sad. Absolutely big sad. There is no fucking swearing going on here, thank you very much. News. Do you find it tricky to get ahead of the grid and eat in races? Or feel the opposite and breeze to first? And recognize the place there with look for more challenges. Wrong! That's an artificial difficulty. They've never addressed it. They've never really addressed that. Clip. Or click. Ooh! I'll take that Mustang. Click. Yes! Oh man, this is great. One message, what do you mean? She said she's gonna smack you down your ear. No. I'm a good beat, what do you mean? New card collected. I collected 3 more. View new unlocks. So I'm gonna check some of the expansion content. Post a clean time on every Hot Wheels race event leaderboard. What? Open racing. Hot Wheels 2. Drive 50 miles in Hot Wheels Horizon 2. Discover all roads in Hot Wheels Park. Smash all the bonus boards. Smash all the tank balloons. There's only 5 left. Oh, let's try that. Why do you have to go? This is like almost midnight. You have nothing else to do. Right, let's see. Let's pick this tank balloon. Let's go grab this guy. Nyum. 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 Oh la ma, is this laggy? You actually don't, because I know what you're up to. You're up to some shenanigans. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the gameplay here. YouTube's fucking nonsense is, well, nonsense. That's some clean shit, boys! Like, okay, it's not the best. How am I meant to get that? What, like, what? Nani? Nani? Wait, you're not up to anything. I know you're not, that's why you have the ability to stay. Because you have nothing else to do. You're not up to anything. We in the trade would say you're not up to much. Woo! The easiest one to get here is just drive. Get up and drive! Oh, there's a big stretch over here that's not been discovered yet. Wee. Why not do both? Oh, but no, this is a such one, I think. No, I couldn't control the boy. We're 12 minutes in. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subbed already, why haven't you? The sub button is there. Click the click the notification bell when you're down there as well, so you're notified whenever I stream or upload. What intonation's up with my nose? Alright, give me a second. Hey, sorry about that, peeps. Oh, yeah. Oh. There we go. Sorry about that. I had to go and blow my nose. Mmm. I think you don't want to be around me. Okay, that's just mean. I've not done anything to you. Oh my goodness. I don't know what the hell's come over me. I've got a runny nose all of a sudden. We're gonna try and aim to get all the roads tonight. Whether it be in the DeLorean or not. You're breaking my heart, my achy breaky heart. Pew 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 pew. There's a lot of road that we still haven't driven on yet, so it should be fun. It's like the connected dots. Yeah, I almost thought I wasn't going to be able to stream tonight. Like, YouTube was not YouTube. OBS and Forza just weren't talking tonight. So I'm like, hey. 167. Let's go over here. Let's go over here. Right, we're just literally gonna warp to all the other places and get that done. 'Cause reasons. Oh my goodness. Look at me coming around this loop. Well, your wording says otherwise, comrade. But yeah, I didn't think I'd get to stream this tonight because OBS and Forza weren't talking. And I was under the impression that either something had broken within OBS or Forza. I'm mainly putting the blame on Forza because this game has never ever worked straight out of the box. You've always had to wait for updates or reports on how to get it working. Forza Horizon 4 was the same thing. Like, I may have to make something spicy later. Like, see when you get right down to it. Out of all of the Horizon games that I have played, 5 has been the least playable at launch. I bought it when it came out and it wouldn't even fucking run. Because it was conflicting with things like Komodo Firewall and various other pieces of software that I haven't installed. It was conflicting with Discord. It was conflicting with Dynamic Audio Services, Sonic Studio, OBS, and my firewall at the time, Komodo. It's not enough to just uninstall Komodo. No, it's not enough to just disable it. You had to actually go out of your way and remove it. And I'm like, what? Why? That's just fucking dumb. Well, you should definitely be around because why not? You're depressed at your tits. And a good distraction is what you need. Whee! I've always been on the fence. I've always been on the side of the game should work right out the fucking box. Like, If I run the game on my specific config, it should work. It should be compatible. Now, it wasn't Komodo. In my case scenario, it wasn't Komodo Firewall that was acting up. Because I had the game unblocked entirely within Komodo. So it didn't lie with the firewall. It was straight up just down to Horizon 5 just being a piece of shit. Let's turn off all the markers so I can see the road clearly. How do you expect me to pay all that money just to have the game run unstable at launch like that? Like, huh? What bullshit's that? Like, how did you expect me to fork out all that money just for the game not to be compatible with a simple firewall? A simple firewall where the game itself is unblocked and whitelisted. Every single executable, every single dynamic link library and everything else. All unblocked and whitelisted within the firewall. Now, there's no reason for it to block it. Where's my last road? No, 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 no. Do 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 do. La da dee la da ra ra ra. I'll pop out of the map in a sec. There it is. But yeah, you have to expect this with modern gaming. Modern gaming's just not good.
You've driven on all the stunts here already? Well, I guess.
Epos Vox made a good video on why modern gaming isn't sustainable. One of them, in my opinion, I'll take the car. Gotta pop them all. Give me that Venom F5. Hey, shit.
If you haven't.
New car collected. Can I get a bonus? Oh. What? Wait, so we can just pop in here and quickly buy these cars?
Fully experience a theme park until you
Yeah, you are. You're not lying to me.
gotta know the rides, right?
I'm not gonna let you lie to me like that. Did the map just suddenly fucking start changing colour and shit? Like, if I pop into a game, it should be by default compatible with the most basic shit in Windows 11, Windows 10 as well. I want to think about that. Never mind, I'll pick a JDM car or something. I really only have the one. Best casted modifier Nissans. Ooh, wait a minute, we've got GTO. Heyo. Yeah. I think a game is going to be bad by default if it's not compatible with the most basic bitch fucking firewalls and audio interfaces. Without a shadow of a doubt. I've always had my doubts about Horizon to begin with. Oh, why are these spoilers ugly? I mean, that one's pretty cool. It's a Bomb X. Horizon should have been compatible right out of the fucking box, but it wasn't. There was even a lot of issues with people just trying to get the expansion packs. Or in this case scenario, oh wait a minute, that's an all-wheel drive. I don't want to change that. 7-speed race transmission. Yeah, let's give it 7-speed. That should be 7-speed is more than enough. Like, you're not gonna change my mind. Wait, drift springs. I didn't realize the difference. You're not gonna change my mind either way on the subject. Ooh, I kinda like the look of that actually. I will change the rims. These rims are fucking disgusting. Wait, that's a look and a half. I like that. I'll take those. Let's just add these. Yeah, it makes it an A-class. But yeah, it should have just been compatible right out of the box. If it's not compatible right out of the box, a modern game in this day and age, expect it to be trash. Forza is good based on the hype and the reviews that people put into it. However, we went through this once before on stream. The reviews for Horizon 4 were fucking... A lot of them were paid for. You could tell they were paid for. Because one, they didn't talk about the issues that the game had. And the game's had the issues since day one. No one talked about it and it really bugged me about it. When you're reviewing a game, you're meant to be bringing up the pros and the cons. That's basically what reviews are. Now what happens if we pop onto a review for Horizon 5? Horizon 5 PC review. Specifically PC. There's one here from okay. There's an article here from IGN to which I'm already stating that they're fucking wrong. As far as Horizon 5 crosses the finish line, the bar for open world racing has again been raised. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. The bar for open world racing has not changed since Horizon 1. In this case scenario. You could argue that the crew and that other one, Drive something. I'll quickly take a peek at my Steam library and see if I have it. Whoop. No, library. Da 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 da. I don't think I have it. Let's drive something. Is a game along the line is Drive Club, or yeah, Drive Club or some nonsense like that. Yeah, Drive Club. Or I think it's like that. But anyway, as far as the Horizon 5 crosses the finish line, the bar for open world racing is again being raised in so many different ways. A map of Mexico that's bigger, higher, and wildly more varied than any Horizon game yet. Wrong! Wrong! I watched a friend play this when it came out, and I saw track layouts that were very similar to Forza Horizon 4. So, hey, that kills off your varied thing right there and then. A fresh change to the way Horizon Festival itself is gradually constructed. No, it's not. It's the same as Horizon 4. Or even 3, I think. Which results in more one-off events deliberately designed to showcase Horizon 5 at its very best. Improved tools that allow us to build completely custom events that can be more or less indistinguishable from those crafted by the developers themselves. Okay, that's kind of true. I've accidentally popped into custom-made events by mistake, and I'm like, "Whoa, this is kind of good." An enormous visual upgrade, especially to lighting, tire smoke, and dust effects. No, you motherfucker, that's hyperbole. That has to be hyperbole. Aside from one or two lighting tweaks, this game is basically the same looking as Horizon 4. Sure, you got a bit better dust, a bit better lighting, a bit better reflections, and added ray tracing. FYI, that ray tracing does nothing, by the way. No. And dust effects. Hundreds and hundreds of new custom parts, rims, and performance mods. No, no, no. No. Where are you seeing these hundreds of new custom parts? Custom parts plus rims and performance mods? No. Come on, IGN. Did you play the game? Did you play the game? There's not hundreds. There's not hundreds of new parts. No, they've largely been recycled. IGN. I wouldn't trust them to review a fucking paper bag. Performance mods, I can kind of see where they're coming from with that, right? Because when you get right down to it, there's more differentiation within the parts themselves than there have been in the past. Oh, shush you. You're still in chat, you're not saying goodbye. And cars with more character than ever. There's no fucking character. A large portion of the customization is all Forza created parts. Which, by the way, Forza's own created parts for this game are bullshit and trash and disgusting. There's clearly parts in Horizon 5 that will allow you to adjust downforce and that. Like they would in the real world. You could tune a spoiler to have better downforce. Like for example, there is. In the real world, you could probably tweak that for a bit extra downforce. In the real world, yes. Now, you'll have to explain to me how this... Okay, never mind, I can kind of see it. Yeah, so these are wedged in, these are stuck in place, and so is this, but there's bolts like at the rear or at the hinge, or like a cross section on the wing itself, which looks like you can move it. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but a lot of parts are just horrible. Like, how can you adjust downforce with this? All you've added is a tow hook and some fins. Like, huh? It's the stock nose, but with a bigger fucking it's got fins or whatever it is. I forgot the actual term for it. But how can Forza be that dumb? Why not make actual parts themselves instead of being that stupid? To understand just how big Forza Horizon 5 is, we have to briefly look back at Forza Horizon 4, which truly ballooned into an absolute colossus of a racing game back in 2018. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. It wasn't a colossus of a game. When it came out, people were complaining of issues of trying to get the game to run. Even on decent hardware. Just like Horizon 5, it had issues. I had issues with it on a very stable system at the time. I was running it at 1440p 60 FPS plus on a Ryzen 5 2700, a Ryzen 7 2700X plus a GTX 1060 6GB, and it was running just fine. But that was the demo. When I actually bought the game and ran it, the Steam version, it wouldn't run. It wouldn't run at all. I'd get a splash screen and it'd crash. However, the Microsoft Store version worked better, but the Microsoft Store was and still is a janky piece of shit that I wouldn't even trust with a 1p piece. Playground Games had taken the impeccable open world racing of all the Horizon games to date. No, they didn't, because Playground Games has done such a mixed job of the Forza franchise. There's things that they've done well. Some of the races, the showcase events. The showcase events are my favourite out of all of Horizon 4. They're some of my favourite. Same goes with the Lego expansion. That was amazing. And a shift. Wait a minute. And stuffed and simulated seasons. Seasons can eat my butthole. See, at least Seasons and 4 can eat my butthole. You run the game, right? You run the game. You're greeted with one of the seasons. A couple of days later, the season switches entirely. Entirely. I have said this since the beginning. The player should be able to pick the season. Playground games just won't do that. They're too stupid. There should be multiple servers for each season. You start up the game, you're in the main menu, you click the start game, and you should be greeted with what season would you like to play today. And you should be able to change it within the main menu itself. You pick a season, you go in, you have fun, you do what you need to do, mission wise, race wise, whatever. You could redo the same mission with a different season. You should also one of my biggest gripes was the street races. Like, why are they all taking place at night? In Horizon 4, they're unsanctioned. They're not allowed. In Horizon 5, no one cares, but they're still at night for some reason. And they're obviously off of the festival grounds. I don't get why they're still at night. The team told the mini automotive stories. The automotive stories were kind of alright. Like Ish's taxis. And the more social media based ones were just dumb. Like the gamer one. We just took fast cars and drove them and done whatever. Bringing the Battle Royale format to a racing game. So here's the thing, the Battle Royale format. You get a bunch of people in, and you complete laps and shit, and whoever's in last place at the end of the last lap is eliminated. That's not new. Racing games have been doing that for years, but in a lesser format. I think it was Lap Eliminator or something. And whatever it was, the Eliminator Need for Speed Wiki. Lap Knockout. A lap knockout is a special variation of a circuit race and was introduced in Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. A lap knockout event eliminates the racer in last place upon completion of each lap. No, 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 no. Forza Horizon 5's The Eliminator is one of the more unique takes on the Battle Royale genre, asking you to challenge other players to races in an ever-closing circle while racing towards car drops and picking up better cars, including the fastest car in Forza Horizon 5. So essentially it's a massive circuit race. Essentially. I'm not saying it fully is. It's essentially a massive circuit race or sprint race or whatever, where after a certain amount of time, the last player what did they say? Ask you to challenge other players to race ever close in circle while racing towards car drops. Okay, so the ring that you're racing in kind of acts like a lap, and it gets smaller and smaller. It's very similar to a lap knockout. A lap knockout, the player in last place is knocked out as you're heading towards the finish line, and whoever's last standing is the winner, basically. But in this one, you're racing towards pickups and drops in car. You're getting various drops in that. You're racing towards them. I haven't played an eliminator race, so I'm assuming it could be like a circuit, an open world thing. G1 Playground then spent another 3 years cramming in even more things to do. The festival playlist where new activities were available every week. No. The festival playlist were new activities. No. The repeats. They'd be new for like 2 or 3 weeks and then that's it. You're done. You're done. They repeat the same thing. They'd give you a few activities and extra races per each season. Once you're done, you're done. They start repeating races that you've already done in the past. The Super 7, where we could participate in custom-built racing, driving, and stunt-based challenges made by others. That was actually pretty decent. I'm not going to lie, the Super 7 was a very good format. It's all this and a remarkable amount more. No, it's not. What's impressive is that Forza Horizon 5 isn't just all this and left it to a different part of the world. Yes, it is. Actually. Yes, it is for the large part. I've always had a massive soft spot for the Down Under delights of Forza Horizon 3, but open world racing has never looked as good as it does in Forza Horizon 4. Hey, that's mainly because of Scotland, thank you. It combines a beautiful world that's really 4 realistic maps in one with a constantly rewarding and self-renewing racing experience. No. It is not constantly rewarding, IGN. It's boring and tedious. You complete a few missions per season. Recycled. You're doing the same thing a few weeks later. Rinse and repeat. They gave Forza Horizon 4 a 9.6. They didn't even try. They didn't even explore the game. Bet you money they didn't explore the game. They'd find all sorts of issues and all of that. I've even caught a whole bunch of them on stream. How they gave the game a 9.6 is beyond me. That screams paid review. Self-renewing racing experience that, and I really can't tear myself away from it. Playground Games hasn't just upped the ante once again, it's blown the bloody doors off. So, you've taken a quote from the Italian Job and applied a fairly sizable white lie to it. You've told a tall tale. It's clear this person either A, hasn't played previous Horizon games or Forza games to get an accurate example of how racing should be, or B, paid review. Now, 9 times out of 10, IGN actually does get review copies in, which is kind of a publisher's nudge, nudge, wink, wink, to be like, hey, say something nice about it. The breadth of Playground's wonderfully diverse map of Mexico is exceptional. It actually is, yes. And it comes as an extremely exotic and interesting array of environments to get lost in after 3 years in Horizon 4's beautiful, but broadly more uniform Britain. Scotland, thank you. You need to correct that. Mexico feels noticeably more extensive than Playground's remarkable 2016 riff on Australia. You have a gallery, which is fine. It's a killer display of Horizon 5's immense draw distance. No, the draw distance is basically the same. I don't know where they're getting that from. Between the cars and a map, however, Forza Horizon 5 is barnstormingly gorgeous on both fronts. On Xbox Series X, that's true of both 4K 30 quality and the 4K 60 performance modes. I've been playing mostly on quality mode since the frame rate never ever wavers in either mode. The target for quality mode is 4K 30. Okay, whatever. It's literally just a custom preset that's more catered to 4K 30 on a console. Since let me have a wee peek real quick. Because I'm pretty sure fucking IGN again. Wow. Give me it. CPU and 8X Zen 2 cores. Simultaneous multi-threading. So essentially the Xbox Series X CPU is a Ryzen 7 3700X. Same as PS5. There was only ever like one SKU made that was 8 core 16 threads. In the 2000 3000 series. 12 teraflops, 52 CUs at 1.825 GHz, custom RDNA 2 graphics. Yes. That's actually a fair amount weaker than what I have. Internal storage, 1 TB custom NVMe SSD. Yes. Expandable storage, 1 TB expansion card. Speaking of that 1 TB expansion card is like 250 quid, by the way. Just putting it out there. Performance target is 4K 60. Up to 120 FPS. Yeah, there's not going, unless you optimize the game heavily, you're not going to be able to get 4K 120. Nope. You have to turn all the sliders down and keep it at 4K for that to happen. Performance target is mostly going to be 4K 30. Now if you reduce settings, 4K 60, and on indie games, 4K 120. That could be set up the PS5 as well, so there's no bias there. Mr. Complainer, yes. That is me. My whole thing is that the reviews of these video games are absolutely dog shit. Because they pop the game on, they play it briefly, they play through the story for a little bit, and they don't tend to explore. They don't tend to tinker with the settings, or else they mention them in the review. If it's a paid review, they're not going to mention any of the cons at all. Oh, this game wouldn't start. I had to wait for a patch. Like, this system here could do 4K 30. The 4K 30 that I can do on this system would look better than what the Xbox could do. Obviously, they're not targeting 4K 30 with ray tracing on. Oh boy! Wait, can the Series X even do ray tracing? List of Xbox Series X, Series S ray tracing games. Wait, Series S can't do ray tracing. Ray tracing aims to deliver a new advancement in realistic lighting for Xbox and the Series X. Okay, so when was this put out? 2020. Yeah, the 4K, the 4K 30 is going to be without ray tracing, more than likely. I've been playing much longer quality mode since the frame rate never ever wavers in either mode. It does, because it's not rendering. It probably won't be rendering at full 4K 30 on the Series X. Might be. I know the Xbox One and X consoles had a habit of running games in like 720 60 or 900p 60 FPS and stuff like that. It couldn't quite do it. the Series X, or the Xbox One X could do like 1080 60 and 4K 30 at the most. So yeah, it's tough to pick my favorite visual element of the Horizon 5, but I think it might just be the drastically better smoke and dust effects. Drastically better. I haven't noticed any differences, and especially how light interacts with the particles in the air. I have never really seen that, so they must be tripping. Of course, well, Forza Horizon 5's show-stopping graphics, they're not show-stopping. They're only a little step up from the previous game. A few lighting tweaks, said the models and all that are still the same. A snappier steering sensation, wrong, and suspension improvements, wrong again. Okay, maybe not. Have resulted in a more convincing feel off-road, radically revamped audio, superb. There's no... The only thing revamped about the audio in Horizon 5 is the fact you can turn the radio off entirely now. You couldn't. You had to keep the radio on at 1 or turn on streamer mode. And the amount of cars that now sound blatantly different to each other has exploded. No, it doesn't. Because here's the thing. Turn my controller back on. Come on, game. There we go. If I swap out for this 4 litre V10, 4.8 litre V10, stick it in this vehicle, get another vehicle, stick the same engine in it, guess what? They're gonna sound the same. And that's a common trend. When you upgrade all these vehicles, they do sound the same. Regardless. Nerdy behaviour which is encouraged by the ability to rev the engine during upgrade work. That's not nerdy, that should be a dick. Even before launch, the new event building tools are already resulting in some outstanding creative courses. Is this before the game came out? One expedition has you racing through trees as lightning strikes the ground ahead. That's spoilers! I haven't seen that yet. Horizon Arcade functions similar to Forza Thorn Live, but there's a greater variety of events. Yeah. Wait, they haven't even touched... Wait, what? Hey! Verdict. Forza Horizon 5 is a deep and nuanced card nirvana for rev heads and auto geeks. Nope. To endlessly collect, tinker and experiment, it is also an extremely accessible buffet of racing spectacle open to everyone from Deluxe Edition diehards to Game Pass nomads. I wouldn't particularly buy this game or get this game on Game Pass. No matter their driving skill, hey, driving skill is a huge part of this. And if you notice, there's no mention of difficulty in this. Which means this is more than likely a paid review. They're not even touching all of the aspects of the game. They only briefly mentioned customization. There's so much more. They haven't mentioned the racing. They haven't mentioned the story. They're like, Mexico! Mexico! Graphics! Dust particles! Oh man. This review actually does suck the big one. Keeping in mind, they're also playing on Xbox, so it's like, whatever. You can only play it for a few hours before you're fucking... whatever. It's an occasionally goofy but always earnest Valentine to Mexico's world-famous culture. No, it's not. It's all about getting a car and driving it through this historical place. It has nothing to do with Mexico's culture. Good lord. Magic of road tripping through postcard perfect vacation vistas. It's a long haul. MMO inspired racer? No. That's exploding with more races, activities and event types than can comfortably fit on some parts of the map. And yet it still always feels relaxed rather than daunting. No, it's more broken than daunting or relaxing. Especially when it comes to difficulty. And the difficulty bar is set so low that it's just not good. It never locks you into something you don't want to do. Yes, it does, all the freaking time. You're driving about and it's like, hey, Horizon Arcade's about to start. And if you don't go somewhere, it'll automatically put you in it. And steadily rewards you for however you choose to play it. No, it doesn't. You only get rewarded for doing events and races. The fuck are you smoking? It looks beautiful, yes. It sounds magnificent, sounds the same. And it's glorious to play, not quite. Yes, Horizon 5 is a lot of things. Mostly broken. Above all, however, it is the result of a racing studio at the peak of its craft. No, it's not! They've recycled a lot of models and track elements from previous Forza games. If you're calling recycling peak with hordes of rubber banding and just general brokenness, hey, you're unfit to review this. The peak of its craft and the best open world racing game I've ever played. Wow, your racing is very limited if this is your best. PC Mag has a review for it. Wow, that's actually kind of interesting. Thrilling races and exciting minigames, fine. Event lab facilities and inventive, yes. Dynamic weather that impacts races and exploration. The largest, most varied Forza Horizon map to date. Numerous customization. The only cons they've put out is occasionally locked up during testing and lacks a custom music station. Now, custom music station is actually a good thing. I've never actually mentioned this. Because when I'm racing, I'm not thinking of, hey, my custom music. I always just tend to sit there and race. If I put something on, like Tipster's stream or whatever, I'm like, eh, whatever. Also, go check out Tipster. He does some good content. The first title in Xbox Game Studios Racing and Music Festival has thrilling modes, energetic atmosphere, music. Yes, yeah, I agree. Energetic atmosphere. It's very energetic. Music and big stunts you'd expect from the Premier Car series, but this time out of the additions and changes are more evolutionary and revolutionary. Yes. PC Mag has already done a better and less paid sounding review of the game than IGN. Get fucked, you pieces of shit, cucklords, IGN. Whoever wrote your article on Horizon 5 needs a kick in the teeth. They couldn't do it right. When you're reviewing a game, you have to mention all the good. You have to mention the bad that you've encountered so far. In my case scenario, the game's locked up a few times and crashed, or sometimes just wouldn't start. Aside from that, there's some janky physics. Sorry, I meant to be playing the game. I'm just sitting here like, hey. I'm just chatting up about these fucking Horizon 5 reviews. Oh. Oh. I've been mentioned. What? Na 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 na. Wait, I forgot to put my Wi-Fi back on. Oop. La 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 la. Okay, so out of two reviews that I've read you through, the one on PC, Mag, is easily the best. Yes, a lot of the changes in the game are evolutionary. There's better parts to pick from. Like, in certain instances, you can pick racing spec transmissions, or just straight up basic 5-speed transmission, 7-speed, or whatever, without the race title. You can now pick up different types of suspension based on what you're trying to do, whether it be drifting, off-roading, racing, whatever. A lot of the things in this game are evolutionary rather than revolutionary, as what IGN was trying to make it seem like. That's not all a bad thing, of course not. Long-time series fans will still sink hours into Forza Horizon 5. Hey, look at all the streams I've done on it. I've sunk a lot of time into this. As its varied Mexico setting, ridiculously stuffed modes, new features, Event Lab in particular, okay, make it a game worth returning to on a regular basis, semi-regular basis. Forza gets tiring and boring very quickly. Newcomers, on the other hand, will be floored by the PC game's creative riches. No, newcomers are just going to get bodied by the rubber banding, which is a very big issue that Playground Games has never been able to really solve. It has existed since the first game. We found that out. It's less subtle, or it's more subtle in Horizon 1. But more or less, in Horizon 1, there's at least a difficulty curve when you switch the difficulty settings. But, not gonna lie, there is rubber banding. Without a doubt. But it's less harmful. Unless you set it to really high and then you do that mini race. Those minis handle like dog shit, by the way. Just putting it out there. But the rubber banding in Horizon 5 is just so strong. No reviews are talking about it. Which is disappointing. In short, Forza Horizon remains the best racing game series. That's subjective on a massive fucking scale. Oh wait. Yeah, IGN has reviewed Horizon 5 Hot Wheels. Okay, certainly capable of some genuinely stunning moments, particularly careening into the active volcano for the first time. And racing across a bubbling lava-filled lake. No. Returning to a well the Playground team previously tapped with the killer Hot Wheels expansion for Horizon 3 means Horizon 5 Hot Wheels isn't able to arrive with the same infectiously unique splash, but it's clear why the decision was made to return to this idea, mainly because Horizon 3 Hot Wheels was delisted, and they wanted money. We're certainly in a golden era for Hot Wheels themed racing games right now, with Milestone's surprisingly brilliant Hot Wheels Unleashed. Wait a minute, patch. Sorry, there's a moth in my room. I need to grab Hot Wheels Unleashed. Because when we tried Hot Wheels Highway 35 World Race, that game is dog shit. It was like entertaining for 2 seconds. It didn't even fit the lore. You could have done so much better with Highway 35 World Race. Like, huh? The car is topped out at 200 miles an hour. And it relied on you collecting rings to use the Nitrox booster. Nitrox booster in the show would put you on, would make your car do a wheelie, give you Back to the Future fire trails, and then shoot you into a wormhole that takes you to another track. All the cars topped out at 300 miles an hour in the show. The AI was dumb, the tracks were repetitive and boring, and it lacked massive loops and Hot Wheels-like stunts. Hot Wheels, Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels is an essential expansion for new and returning Forza fans. Well, yes, it actually is essential because the mainline story is bullshit boring. So they're not wrong there. Horizon 5, Playground, Postal Side, beautiful craft entry yet. Steam events, yeah. Yeah, no. There's no mention of rubber banding. It exists, but reviews won't talk about it. You're supposed to be racing, not complaining. This is a Horizon 5 stream. I can do whatever I want related to Horizon 5. Whether it be complaining about reviews online. Horrible and inaccurate reviews. Okay, I will call you. Wait, I told her not to install that. Here's the thing. Horizon 5 has the ability to be a good game, but it's just not. Like, yes, it's genuinely entertaining. And it's the visuals are a slight upgrade from Horizon 4, but I prefer the Scottishness of Horizon 4. There's more life in Horizon 4. When you're playing 5, you're just driving through a desert. And it's kind of why Horizon 4 is better. Oh, what? Stunning visuals, you guys! The reviews say that this is stunning visuals. Look at the graphical corruption. What bullshit is this? Why would I get graphical corruptions on this? I'm going to set it to medium. Motion blur should not exist. Reflection quality, world car level. So it's a combination of all of this. What more can I say? There's a lot of issues with the game still. Without a shadow of a doubt. It actually does lack basic options. Like, how could you tell me that the game's like... If I go into video, I should be able to pick which monitor that I play this game on. I'm not able to do that. That's a basic feature of a modern video game. Why? Why is this not a thing? Why is it not a standard feature? Most people that are playing this game on PC are going to be streamers. Why not pick a default monitor? Why not pick a default monitor? Why not have an option to pick a default monitor?
Welcome back, Peter.
There's so much here that you can do to make this a visually or a better experience on PC versus the competition. Oh my goodness, this gear changing is so slow. I am just going to absolutely do up a review for it. Car tuning seems to be... Wait, what? Did I not install a transmission? Na 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 na. If I'm going to do a review of the game, I'm going to do it correctly. These other reviews have not done the game justice. They're heavily biased. Na 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 na. Racing 7 speed. Wait, what did I... That's a race drive line, that's fine. Racing. Oh, what? My controller just died. Nice. Alright, love. You love to say it. There we go. It made me pick the wrong differential, but that's whatever. We've already done X-Class content, so I'm happy with the way things are right now. Oh, that's way better. What the hell? Pew, 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 pew. Woo! Yeah, look at us. My DeLorean is still faster, but this seems to be a bit more stable. Like, we're at a point. Yeah, I'm gonna up the resolution a little bit. Yeah, we're at a point in the game, or we're at a point in gaming culture where reviews are stretched out. IGN, especially IGN, major gaming reviews are stretched out. Like, they point to basic things like the graphics being good, to which they are. They're an evolutionary upgrade, aka they're not revolutionary, they're just fine the way they are. It's not too much of an upgrade. There's nothing revolutionary that jumps out about it. But all these reviews just stretch out, and it's boring. They're not covering the correct pieces of content within the game. Now granted, they are playing on console, And I think if they're going to be playing the game and reviewing it, they should play the PC version as well. Make sure their PC can do 4K 30 at the best settings, then review both versions. Like, huh? It's disconcerting. Because on console, you're going to get less bugs. You may get less bugs than you would on PC. On PC, as you just saw, we got graphical corruption. We got graphical corruption on these very, very high game settings. Which was weird. I honestly didn't know what to make of it. Because it's not a driver issue, I recently updated my drivers. It's whatever. But just like in the Forza Horizon 4 reviews, they were like day one. They were review copies, so things may have actually been different from what the retail section got. Which I don't agree with. In the long run, there should be a reviewer's guide. Because that's what a review is. You're talking about the game. You're talking about what you like about it, what you don't like about it. If you've encountered any bugs, then you report it. You report on it, like, oh, when I was doing a race and I was viewing the map to see how far I had left, it was showing vehicle stock. Some vehicle stock values for the performance index. I was racing against S classes, but the map was showing I was racing against D class, B class, A classes. You know, that kind of thing. Reviewers haven't been pointing that out. Now, I'd have to go ahead and buy an Xbox and get Horizon 5 on that and then see if there was any kind of disambiguation between the two. There might be. I actually don't know. I really don't know. Here's the thing, this, at the end of it, this is still a fine racer. But that's the problem, it's just fine. My ears are acting up tonight, sorry. That's all it is a fine racer. There's nothing special about it. It's still the same buggy mess as Horizon 4. At least it is on PC. From a PC perspective, the game has many graphical issues when you crank up the settings. The game has rubber banding. It has issues showing performance metrics for vehicles. It has a lot of weird upgrades that Playground Games have been, or Turn 10 and Playground Games have been inserting for years. It's stupid. It really is. Anyway. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna be popping off now. It's kind of late, and we did a bit of X class. I'm not gonna continue that because it's meaningless. like I had more bad stuff to say about Horizon 4. The seasons drove me mad. I'd log in and everything be covered in snow and it's really hard to drive and you have to change your vehicle up, change up your driving style and everything just to get to where you were before. It was terrible. It really was. But Horizon 5 is genuinely nice. The inclusion of the DeLorean is welcome. It is very nice to be driving the DeLorean. It's kind of one of the reasons I have the game. The races are fine. They reused corner proportions and aspects from Horizon 4, which was annoying. Mexico is very, very beautiful. However, when you get down to it, it's just a barren wasteland when you're out about driving. I said this about Horizon 4, but the biggest expansion is the best part of the game, and you should absolutely buy it because it is worth it and it makes the game interesting overall. I am not going to play base Horizon 4. I'd rather just jump into Lego and screw around with that. I'm not going to play base Horizon 5. I'm going to pop on the Hot Wheels track, pimp up some vehicles and just shoot along on Hot Wheels tracks. They're so far away, but so close to making a very good racing game. That's my opinion on it. The AI driving is terrible. There's virtually no AI. It's scripted AI, but not like learning AI. If the AI crashes, it's not going to reverse and get back on the track. No. The Playground Games has never done that. We tried that in Horizon 4. I was able to replicate it off screen as well. I was able to not on stream. I knocked a vehicle into a house and it didn't even try to get back on the track. I did it off stream and I went back and watched it, and the car was just driving forward the entire time. I was trying to move through the house. The AI has obviously been recycled for this, which is pathetic. Which it means if you knock an AI into a wall or something, it's not going to reverse and get back on track. It's going to sit there and try to plummet forward. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. But see, these are things that reviews are not going to mention. You cannot trust like Game Informer and IGN and all that for reviews. You've never been able to. They've been paid to talk about the game, and that's what they've been doing. They've got the code. They give the reviewer the game to play. The reviewer plays it on basic settings. They don't even try to explore. They don't even try to look for difficulty curves. They don't properly review the game. Like, the game's beautiful. It has a lot of vehicles. The music's good. It's a very explorative map with a lot of races, and that's it. That's the review. They're like, these performance upgrades are kind of weird. The vehicle choices, they're not mentioning things like vehicle choices being weird. They're not mentioning bugs. They're not mentioning glitches. They're not mentioning any of that, which defeats the point of them reviewing the game in the first place. So, whatever. Most of this stream has been me complaining about reviewers, so I think it's time to cut things off there for the night. So I hope you've all had a great time here. If you've enjoyed the content, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. If you've enjoyed the content that much, feel free. Or if you're new here, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. If you're enjoying the content, drop a like and share the content around. If you want to support the channel, links are down below for the affiliate stuff and to join the channel memberships. So, affiliate links for Rogue Energy and Fatal Grips have a code, GTARaj. It'll save you money. All affiliate links are tracked, which means whenever you buy something using my link, not only do you save money with code GTARaj, but my links are tracked, which means I get a small kickback on any purchases you make using my links. But that's all for now. Channel memberships are open, so click join, check the perks. If you have any questions about them, feel free to ask. My Discord server link is in the description. I also have Twitter and all that. That's flashing on the screen down there. This has been GTAraj. If you want to see more shenanigans and madness, come back tomorrow for GTA 4 on the PS3 dev kit. So, thank you for joining. As always, stay safe, take care, and I will see you